Hello, this is Chad Warren from chadwarren.me. My mission is to turn social media passion into local positive action. Please support my work for the folk by hitting the action button and donating to my PayPal account. I'm here to facilitate the independent research community who looks into topics of the conspiracy, the occult, as well as learning about politics. Got to learn how to cooperate with others in a United States concept and learn how to take action. Alright, so I'm going to be on a podcast tonight. This is a promotion for that appearance, and it's not for me to glorify myself. Everything I do is intending to glorify Jesus Christ, number one, to seek infinite grace versus trying to level up in knowledge and power like Merlin the magician in order to stop the Zionist, Masonic, Satanic, Luciferian, Disneyland dominance that we experience every day. Don't Fear the Future is hosted by James Sanders and co-hosted by Michael Connolly, both of whom are U.S. veterans. What does Don't Fear the Future offer to you? It offers a balanced review of political topics of the day. Michael is a little more left than James, and what they demonstrate is something that used to be common, which has become rare. And it's reasoned discourse with people that you may disagree with. Because if your states of mind, body, and soul are not united within yourself and united within humanity and within the spirit world or quantum world, then you're going to pay a price for that. Yourself as an individual and yourself in the total of what does exist. And the website to go to is blogtalkradio.com/infinite source. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. That is the network that Don't Fear the Future is on, and that episode will be available here. You are invited to call in 319-527-6092. What we will be talking about tonight are these questions. Truthers talk, but they don't take action. But the right are cowards. Shouldn't truthers team up with veterans, since we both suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder and feel abandoned by our government? We've got enough truther content in the form of videos, podcasts, and online debates. Maybe we should be as critical of our behavior as a movement and as individuals as we are of far-out topics like the Flat Earth Theory. Trump is an American idol. Please pull your conservative head out of his Zionist ass. Christian patriots. He's making Israel great again, not America. Is popular conspiracy culture promoting or inhibiting the likelihood of an upcoming civil war? See Josh Reeves of the Global Reality from Dallas, Texas, who will show you how active that communist subversion tactics are within the conservative community. There's a group of followers of a guy with the last name Trotsky over in Soviet Russia during the formation of the communist system. And those people fled to places like America, and they organized, which is not conservative at all, to be John Bolton and John McCain, who waged these endless wars that are based on raising taxes and helping out international business machines suck the wealth out of the whole world with some lie about liberating people at the end of an assault rifle and drone striking their Muslim wedding parties as a way to get beat into the gang of having Pizza Huts and pornography shoved into every orifice of your local community. And that the problem with 9/11 truth and being critical, I'm talking going all the way back to, read about how criticism played out in ancient Greece and Rome with those philosophers. Maybe what I'm saying and what we're saying is true, right? But if it just divides us, you see, it's just a divide and conquer tactic. What is the motto of the Masons? Ordo ab chao, which is Latin for order out of chaos. Right? Are we taught to debate things in the West so that the will of the people is represented, or are we taught to argue about everything in much the same way that and Arrested Development adults believe pro wrestling is real? While a lot of people would scoff at that notion, they believe that politics is real, and Trump is literally friends with Mr. McMahon of WWF, where in 2007 he could be seen clotheslining McMahon and jumping out of the ring onto him. I mean, give me a break. Do you want to be an adult child that plays with G.I. Joe action figures and believes this stuff is real? Do you want drama, or do you want truth, which demands that you do a lot more than wear that MAGA hat, that you make America great again? What are you doing in your local community to make America great again, instead of buy those hats that are made in China along with the flags? Obviously, there is an upcoming civil war. What are we doing to stop it? Why don't we stop being truthers and consider ourselves open source intelligence agents instead. OSINT. Robert David Steele is supposedly a former U.S. intelligence agent. He promotes this open source decentralized intelligence agency concept, while at the same time he goes on Alex Jones and talks about how he personally has been involved or has knowledge of a mission to Mars project, which, you know, sounds outlandish, however true something like that may be, and seems to diminish how typical people will consider him and these efforts to organize. And I understand live action role players ourselves would accuse us of living in a fantasy land. Shouldn't we use our own websites instead of depend on corporate government apps like Google, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter? That's like living at the mall instead of having a home. Facebook, for example, is a digital ghetto. When I think of ghettos, I think about how immigrants in the past and today who are minorities, like Muslims, black people, Jews, tend to congregate into segregated communities, okay? And that within Judaism, this tactic occurs where they traditionally have allowed themselves to be dominated by rabbis as leaders, right, who teach them to fear anybody outside of their group, which is a scam because it's like they're the spider and they want their flock of believers to be within their web so they can take advantage of them, like organized crime. So we need to recognize that the reason why we are offered to come here to social media is because we're spied on, and that the Borg hive mind is making much better use out of our data than we are. It's like a form of birth control. You talk, nothing happens. There's no ownership of the place where we talk, so we can be censored at any time. And that does occur. How can we convince people to move our focus from social media over to sites with content, forums, and action items we control? So my job is to help organize our community, to receive your feedback. What is your top priority? At this point, I would support practically anything as long as it was, along with my values. But I don't see that anything is actually happening based on the will of the people. Has Trump locked up crooked Hillary? No. He went on Alex Jones. Has he done anything about 9/11 truth? No. The lawyers committee that is suing the FBI and has organized a grand jury, that's doing something. Can I get any of these 9/11 truthers online to support that? Gee, it's pretty tough. I can barely get them to like, comment, and share a post about it, let alone to give that group funding or to go out and petition locally. I haven't even done that. You see what I'm saying? So we need to be critical of our behavior. We need to organize our priorities. And we need to recognize that the government that exists, you cannot have any success supporting it. Anybody that votes or promotes that is part of the problem. Okay? We have the internet in order to organize. We don't need senators or representatives anymore. This is not the 1700s where people are illiterate and only white male landowners can vote and all this other aristocratic horse crap. You are the problem. You are the solution. Be the change to how powerful we can be if we can learn how to cooperate. People tend to either be antisocial or in a Borg hive mind. Jesus Christ is in the middle. Humanists are in the middle. Got to cooperate. Right? Everybody has their own agenda. Nothing's going to get done. Forget about a deadlock in Congress. Look at the deadlock with us just within the 9/11 Truth community. Okay? So, we need leaders. We need to demonstrate that we're doing something more than liking posts and talking about the same 12 subjects. Chemtrails, fluoride, 5G. Have you done anything about any of this? No. So that's a mental illness called analysis paralysis. Recognize. Love you. Check out the show tonight, 8 p.m. Central.